Hello. President Yoweri Museveni has pledged to give 100 million shillings to each NRM member of parliament elect and also NRM-leaning independents, even as he delivered a stern warning against corruption within parliament. The MPs will receive at least 20 million shillings before they are sworn in next month for the 12th parliament, while the rest of the money will be given to them later. Speaking at the close of the 2026 NRM Leaders Retreat at the National Leadership Institute in Chankwanzi District, Museveni said part of the money would be provided ahead of the inauguration of the 12th Parliament, with more support to follow. And I quote, "I am looking at something small for your swearing in and something else later. So, don't pollute yourselves. It's not necessary. We can have institutional solutions rather than corruption solutions," the president told the MPs. And the week-long retreat brought together newly elected NRM legislators and party-leaning independents to align on protecting national gains. Remember, protecting our gains was the slogan for the Museveni campaign for 2026. Also, the retreat was meant to align the MPs from the ruling party, the NRM, and the independents who are aligned to the ruling party, to focus on accelerating Uganda's journey towards higher middle income status. In his address, Museveni cautioned that corruption in parliament would weaken institutions' credibility and its constitutional oversight mandate, that is, the oversight mandate of Parliament of Uganda. And I quote what the president said, "I do not want to hear of corruption in Parliament. If there is corruption in Parliament, how will you control others?" The president asked the MPs and reminded them that they are the oversight body. And he further described corruption as a self-destructive vice that could reverse Uganda's development gains if not firmly confronted. And again, I quote, the president said, "It," referring to corruption, "will kill Uganda. It is suicide and must not be tolerated." He stressed, particularly warning against bribery during the budget approval processes. The president disclosed that reports had reached government, especially his desk in State House, about officials allegedly being asked to pay money to have budgets of their respective ministries, departments and agencies, or MDAs, passed. He condemned the practice and warned that those implicated, including individuals seeking leadership positions through bribery, risk disqualification. Again, I quote, "The corrupt are now in danger and will be dealt with. You cannot underestimate us," referring to the NRM government. "You'll see what will happen." End of quote. The president went on to urge MPs to set the standard in fighting graft. And again, I quote, the president said, "You in parliament are now on the front line. You should not accept bribes. If you have problems, come and tell us, but don't take bribes," the president emphasized. Reiterating his administration's resolve, the president also warned that those found culpable would lose their parliamentary seats. "We are going to finish this corruption," the president declared. Beyond the formal sessions, legislators also visited the Museveni farm in Ngoma in Nakaseke district, and there they were guided around the expansive property. The retreat also featured a campfire gathering during which delegates, that is the NRM MPs-elect and the independent MPs-elect, shared a meal and had some informal discussions. And the 100 million shillings pledge or gift or cash bonanza has reignited debate over similar facilitation payments that have historically accompanied key legislative moments in Uganda. In past instances, MPs received substantial sums during controversial legislative processes. One such instance was during the passage of the UPDF Amendment Act, where legislators were reportedly given cash facilitation amid heightened political tension surrounding the bill. The law, which enabled military courts to try civilians under certain circumstances, drew criticism from opposition figures and civil society in Uganda. And these opposition figures and civil society players questioned both the substance and the circumstances under which the UPDF Amendment Act was passed. Similarly, during debates on the coffee bill, MPs were again reportedly facilitated, with critics arguing that such financial incentives risked compromising legislative independence. The bill itself, aimed at restructuring the coffee subsector, sparked nationwide debate over farmer rights and state control. Now, perhaps the most widely discussed case remains the 2017 removal of the presidential age limit from the Constitution. That move allowed Museveni, who is now 81, to extend his rule beyond the cap or the limit of 75 years. Remember, Museveni has been in power since 1986, when he took over after a 5-year bush war. He has now been ruling Uganda for 4 full decades, and he has, in January, he got elected another 5-year term, at the end of which he will have ruled Uganda for 45 years non-stop. Let's get back to the 2017 removal of the presidential age limit. It was said that MPs received payments, widely reported as 29 million each, and that money was said to have been meant for consultation purposes. But it is also said that the MPs were also given some more millions after the bill was passed and the age limit cap removed. The development triggered accusations that Parliament had been compromised. Critics argue that the latest pledge risks reinforcing a pattern where financial incentives coincide with politically sensitive legislative processes. Government officials, however, have often defended such payments as logistical or facilitation support for MPs carrying out their duties. And as Uganda prepares for the swearing in of a new parliament, the 100 shillings million pledge is likely to remain a focal point of public and political debate, raising fresh questions about the intersection of money, politics, and legislative independence. Let us know what you think about this pledge, this promise, or this gift from the president to the MPs of his ruling National Resistance Movement or NRM party and independents who lean towards the NRM. Thank you for watching.